Ports across the Mediterranean fell silent as workers turned their backs on war. From Genoa to Greece, dockworkers, students, and activists launched a coordinated strike and wave of protests against what they call the growing privatization and militarization of Europe's port infrastructure. What began as a labor action quickly became a powerful international anti-war statement aimed squarely at rising military spending, European rearmament, and the use of ports to funnel weapons into global conflicts. In Genoa, hundreds of dockworkers and union members marched through the city, waving Palestinian and Union flags as red flares lit the streets. Banners carried blunt messages: money for schools, not for war, and ports don't work for wars. Chants echoed through the city as unions framed the demonstration as both a workers' struggle and a rejection of NATO expansion, European defense policy, and ballooning military budgets. Italy has increased defense spending to €32.8 billion in 2026, a $3.5 billion jump from previous years, even as public services face cuts. Protesters say that contradiction is no longer acceptable. Today, we are in the streets to say clearly that we are against war, against rearmament, against NATO, and against the increase in military spending, one demonstrator said. But Genoa was only one front. Dockworkers in more than 20 ports across the Mediterranean marked what unions called a historic international day of strike and protest. Actions unfolded in Greece's Piraeus and Elefsina, Turkey's Mersin, Spain's Basque ports of Bilbao and Pasaia, and across Italy, including Ancona, Bari, Cagliari, Civitavecchia, Livorno, Palermo, Ravenna, Salerno, and Trieste. Even before the strike fully unfolded, its impact was felt. Ships known to transport military cargo, including vessels linked to arms deliveries to Israel, reportedly altered their routes to avoid disruption. Ports are places of work, not war, said Damianos Voudagaris of Greece's ENIDEP union. They are places of sweat, not blood. In Italy, unions stressed that port infrastructure is increasingly being used, sometimes covertly, to move military and dual-use materials. Dockworkers in Trieste warned against privatization, while activists in Ravenna said workers had reached a breaking point. Italy's Unione Sindacale di Base reported mass assemblies across striking ports, many flying Palestinian and Cuban flags. Union leaders accused right-wing governments, including that of Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni, of responding to worker resistance with repression, but vowed the movement would only grow stronger. In Genoa, the dockworkers' collective CALP led one of the largest mobilizations of the day, declaring the strike proof that dockworkers keep their promises. We promised to block everything, and we blocked everything. We promised a general strike, and we had a general strike. We promised an international strike, and here we are. Workers say this is only the beginning. Protesters warned, today it's the ports, tomorrow it will be the entire logistics sector, and then it will be all workers.
Hey, that dock workers, just like any other worker, are taking responsibility for one thing. If they tell you it's a political battle that doesn't affect wages, they're feeding you a colossal load of crap. The objective is to make it arduous work and to have greater health and safety. For this reason, this battle is entirely about the working conditions.
We have a duty, and I tell you, we are fortunately tasked with the duty to dismantle this system piece by piece.
Today, we are in the square, not just to clearly state that we are against war, against rearmament, against a common European defense, against NATO, and against the increase in military spending.
Times of India videos, your daily dose of India and the world. Global news, different views, and sharp analysis.
Pressure of expectation from your fans, your supporters.
That is often served as a backdrop for several Bollywood.
You're not a brute majority anymore. If you individually take out Tehra.
Making sense of global conflicts. Tracking the new emerging world order.
Strike on Israeli military bases.
A multi-pronged.
To stay out of harm's way as Israel started bombing targets across.
Understanding changing alliances in a polarized world. Tune into TOI videos for all this and more. Click on the bell icon to subscribe and never miss an update.